I'm currently 9 books behind on my Goodreads goal. I have a yearly goal to read 85 books and I've been slacking a little bit. I was reading really big books when I was going through the Dungeon Crawler Carl series in the last couple months. Some of those are over 800 pages. But then also I've just been like scrolling on my phone. So I'd like to do a little bit of catch up, maybe not all 9 catch up today. Try to get that number in a better place before I carry on with my normally programmed reading. So I have a stack of little books to choose from. I'm not going to show you yet. I'll show you as I select them. I don't want to get you excited about anything, but I'm going to pick based off of my mood. I've got sci-fi, fantasy, horror. I'm just going to spend today and tomorrow reading what I can. I love short books. Some shorter books and novellas are just so well done. They pack the punch of a larger novel, and I'm really excited to find some good ones here. So the first one I'm picking up is an overdue library book. I have not used my library in years. I usually just buy whatever book I want. I'm trying to change things this year. I'm trying to stop buying so many books, but my first book that I've checked out from the library in years, and now it's overdue. So top goal is to finish this one today, return it to the library today. This one is about 100 pages. It is following a woman named Dorothy Gentleman. She is a detective on a spaceship. It's like a large, massive space community hub where people are living for hundreds and hundreds of years to travel from Earth to some unknown destination to me. But within the ship, we have this community of people who can live and die many lifetimes aboard the ship. They just upload their minds, their brains into a database, and they can get new bodies. So if you're not actively in a body, you can be shelved in the library, or you can just move on to your next body. Our detective here was shelved in the library, and somebody wiped her record book. There's a secret backup in the system, and she immediately gets thrown into the closest nearby body, even though somebody's in it. She takes their body, and now she's back in the detective role, trying to figure out who erased her, and there's also a dead body on board. So we're following along as she tries to figure that out. It's pretty good so far. Here's the first book I'm reading. I'm gonna go read outside because starting this afternoon it's gonna rain for like days and be gloomy, so I'm gonna enjoy the sunshine while I can, and we're gonna see how many of these books I can get through today and tomorrow. Book 1 complete. I'm gonna drop this off at the library when I head to pottery painting with my family later. But until then, I just feel like relaxing and getting cozy. The rain has started, just like a little rain. It's not storming or anything. I'm gonna pick up The Last Witness by KJ Parker next. This obviously was talking about memory, and this is also memory. So this is a little novella following a man who has this ability to remove memories. So say you're a grieving widower and you can't move on with your life, well, they can erase that for you for a price. So it says I'm holding so many memories, I'm not always sure which ones are actually mine. Some of them are sensitive, all of them are private, and there are those who are willing to kill to access the secrets I'm trying to bury. Fun. So I'm gonna read this next. Might take a nap, you never know. Hopefully this is interesting enough to keep me awake, but I'll update you once I get a ways into it. I disappeared on you for a couple days. I was feeling mentally ill, but now I'm back with a package and some reading updates. Since I started my bookshelf and self-reflection, I haven't been buying books, but I'm only human. I have purchased a book. It's much bigger than I thought it would be. I got this on Pango. I had some Pango credit and I wanted to spend it. I picked up Outlive by Peter Attia. I picked this up because if you watch Chandler Ainsley, she recently, over the last year or so, lost a bunch of weight, got in shape, got healthy, And she kept talking about this book. I was watching her updates. I literally watched like 3 hours of her talking about her weight loss journey. Incredible. And she was talking about the importance of exercise and how this book like helped her see that. And I really like to not move all day. So sometimes I need a little convincing that it's important for me. And I thought this would be a good book to read. Oh, somebody already annotated and highlighted things. That's fine. This feels very much like a textbook, but maybe in a good way. But yes, looking into the healthy lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. I do have some reading updates for you, but I realized that I finished Murder by Memory, returned to the library, and forgot to tell you my final thoughts on it, which that should actually tell you my final thoughts, which are that it was just okay. The mystery was solved and I just wasn't excited about it. It was like a clever mystery, but when you build the world and the mechanics of the world, and then your cleverness comes from like playing off of the mechanics that you yourself built, it doesn't feel as clever anymore, if that makes sense. So it was just okay. And then I told you that I was reading The Last Witness by KJ Parker, and this was great. I'm giving it like 4.5 stars. KJ Parker has such a unique way of telling a story. These tiny little novellas, you think you know where it's going at a point, and I'm just never correct. So we're following the guy who has the ability to erase memories from people. So he gets paid to erase memories, whether you yourself have like some trauma that you would like to get rid of and never remember it happened, or someone else might know something about you, like maybe you committed a crime and you don't want that person to know what they saw. So you can pay this guy to like go erase that memory from them. And we get to see like the mechanics of how that works. But the guy keeps that memory. So he has like this horrific memory of a bunch of bad things that have happened to people, but when he pulls the memory, like it's his memory now, like it happened to him. So that's tragic, but it's just interesting because you're following the story along and then suddenly everything changes. Like suddenly the guy's living a whole new life, like, you know, big life changes happen, which you wouldn't expect in such a short story. And then you feel like you know what's going on again, and then like the whole life changes happen again. And then there was a clever little thing that happened, plot twist, I guess. And then there was also another discussion or admiration of the beauty of art, which I enjoyed. KJ Parker loves art. And I love the way that he talks about art and the way he incorporates it into his books. So that's that. In my listening time in the car and such, I'm listening to Thornhedge by T Kingfisher. And this one is a fairy tale following our main character, Toadling, who I just think is precious. And she can turn into a toad and like hop around as a toad when she doesn't feel like being a human, which I love. So this is my audio listen, and then I think my next physical book is going to be a horror. This was not in my original stack that I didn't show you anyway, so what does it matter? But I was looking, and this one's like bigger than my intended books. This one's almost 200 pages, but for some reason I just feel like reading something a little scary. And this one seems like fun. It's about a woman who wakes up every morning exhausted and sometimes bruised and stuff. She doesn't know what's happening. She goes to the doctor, and then eventually she gets like an Apple Watch and sees that she's taking thousands of steps in the night. I think I'm gonna pick up this one next. And let's just keep our little short book reading going. I went with my sister for a bit to get lunch, and then we just laid outside reading our books. I finished The Night Guest. So this is a spooky little book. The woman goes to the doctor, can't figure out why she's exhausted every morning, then gets like an Apple Watch and finds out she's taking thousands of steps in the night. So lots of commentary on the healthcare system and just general like little comments about like politics or taking care of the planet or just little things, this woman's personal thoughts. And it felt very like genuine how a person walks around in their life and like thinks and judges and has their opinion about things. Love that part. This book was written in Icelandic and translated to English. and I loved the writing style. I loved the internal monologue of this woman and the use of parentheses, because I feel like that's how I think and talk. That was fun. 50 pages in, there's like a spooky scene that got me hooked. It was just like a little creepy, and then things escalated from there. There is some animal cruelty, a lot of it, but I didn't think it was distasteful. I mean, okay, obviously it's distasteful, but I didn't think it was that bad or graphic, and I thought it was, I don't know, interesting in the story. And honestly, there's a little bit of this book that is funny, like, or funny to me. I don't know what that means about me, but I thought this was good. So we also find out about this woman has a death in her family that might still be affecting her, and she's also like interacting with this guy, and she also has this creepy ex-boyfriend. I don't know, a lot of things happened. It was almost 200 pages, but there were a lot of pages where they were nearly blank, and that's how I was able to fly through it. The ending, though, I know it has people angry. It honestly didn't make sense. Like, I can't take that ending and understand what was happening. It's just like a weird thing, but I liked it. I appreciated that weird thing. I mean, I like kind of disliked it. I would have preferred a bigger explanation or something that made a little more sense, but I like the way it ended. I like the way the story went. It's like disturbing, uncomfortable, but also entertaining, and there's like a mystery element of like what the heck is going on in the night, and I liked it, so I'd recommend it. And then also, I've been listening to this one for days, and I have now finished it. It was like a 3.5-hour audiobook. Look how cute, there's like little frogs on the page, or toads I should say. But this one is just like oh my god, I didn't know that this was beautiful. I might reread it physically because I did really enjoy it. Oh my gosh, so this is a cute little fairy tale following toadling, and at the beginning toadling is protecting this like thorn hedge, this thorny area that is concealing something, and people come through and they want to get in, but she's just like hoping they'll go away, or like doing little things to make them go away. And now there's a guy there who doesn't seem like he's gonna go away, so she lives a lot of her life as a toad, and she's there for a reason that you find out later on. And so much time has passed by and she doesn't even realize, but she's dedicated her life to something, and it's just interesting to see her like interact with someone after so long. It's so freaking cute. And then we're also going back to her childhood and her life, and like seeing where she came from, which has a really interesting story and background, and her personality is precious. I really liked it. It's such a, the present time and the past time just both feel like such fairy tales. Not really cozy, like the creepy original Grimm's fairy tales. It is, I don't know if it's based off of anything. Oh, I think this was actually, I do know what it's based off of, and I'm not going to tell you because I didn't know anything about it going in, but just know it's a fairy tale following someone who can turn into a toad, and she's adorable. And I like seeing her interact with people and humans and hearing where she came from, and it was lovely. If you can hear people shouting in the background, the pool for my apartment is right outside my window and it is absolutely downpouring, and we were caught off guard. Not me, I was safe inside, but they were caught off guard, and now they're like hiding from the storm and screaming about it. So that's what 4 little books I read. I'm not completely caught up on my Goodreads goal, but I feel like I was enjoying the completion, and now that I've read 4 really small books, I'm really excited to pick up a more traditional length novel and like get more out of a story. Like, I do feel like it did the trick and what I was looking for to give me that boost for reading, but now push me to want to read a full-length novel, if that makes sense. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a good time reading these little books, and I would love more recommendations on little books because these littles have a big story still, and I love that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon.